Hey guys, just want to share some cool things we've learned while we've been here in Panama. For anyone looking to travel to Panama, it's a wonderful country. The waves are noisy. I hope you guys can hear us okay. But it's a wonderful country, and it's been a fun experience so far. And there's a lot to it, a lot to timing. Panama, like many countries and other areas, there's dry and wet periods.
Intro video.
I'm Jenny.
And I'm Jesse.
And we've been traveling full-time for nearly 2 years.
We escaped our 9-to-5 jobs, became digital nomads, and we're even in a documentary.
Check out outsidiscalling.com in the description below if you'd like to know more.
We've been living in Panama for 3 months and have gotten a ton of questions from people asking us what it's like.
We've created an entire series answering those questions and more. So subscribe so you don't miss any.
And for those of our longtime RV subscribers, even if you don't want to go to Panama, please stick around because next month we'll have a lot of videos about taking our big ol' honkin' RV down into Mexico. So we wanted to share one thing to think about for those of you considering coming down to visit Panama, and that's your timing. So if, like us, you're coming here to surf, there's really no waves until around April, typically May. This is the beginning of the surf season. And so, but if you're looking just for nice, comfortable weather, lack of rain, and nice, calm, quiet beaches, the months, December to April are actually a good time to be here. So one great thing about being here in Panama is it makes chasing Tucker around and keeping him occupied that much easier. There's all kinds of birds and bugs and cool things to explore all over. It's very tropical, but we're starting to get out of the dry season and enter the wet season. We got some iguanas over here. I'll try and find one for you guys. The iguanas climb up here. This right here behind me, this is a tamarind tree. But anyways, I wanted to share one thing for those of you that might consider coming to Panama. We highly recommend it, but do know that there is a dry and a wet season. We're here to surf and enjoy the beaches, and so the swell season, the surf season, doesn't really get cranking on until around April, May. And so you might be able to hear some of the surf behind me. There's this big swell coming right now. We're pretty excited to get out there and catch some waves. But it's just one thing to keep in mind what you want out of Panama. Do you want to, relax on a quiet beach that's nice and warm and there's no rain? You can just be on the beach all day. Or do you want to come when there's, more activities involved, but maybe some rain too? There are also some very popular towns up in the mountains. Boquete is a big one for expats, which are, I guess, comfortable year-round. They're up a high enough elevation where the weather is nice and cool all the time, but not too cold. And Panama is close enough to the equator where it doesn't ever get that cold. So it's kind of a neat country. It's very diverse in the fact that you can go up in the mountains and find cool weather, but not too cold. And it's like that all the year. Or you can come down to the coast where it's always warm, just varying stages of warm and wet or warm and dry. And like I said, if you have little ones, there's so much cool stuff here to see and do to keep them engaged. Hey guys, I hope that wasn't too confusing. I should know better than to try to record a video, with the GoPro with Tucker outside, barbed wire fences, bugs, hoses, sprinklers. So anyways, I wanted to just jump back in here and recap. So if you're still scratching your head, here are the official, unofficial seasons in Panama. So first off, for Panama City and most of the Pacific coast stretching away from Panama City, there is a wet and dry season. Dry season, also known as summer, typically occurs from January to April. And then wet season, also known as winter, is May to December. But don't think of winter as cold, just think of winter as wet. It doesn't get cold in Panama, but it does get much wetter in that time frame.
As a person who gets cold easily, I got cold a few times since we've been here, and it's summer. So if you're a person who gets cold easily, bring a jacket. Don't listen to this guy.
If you're going to be up in the mountain towns, such as El Valle or Boquete or many other elevation areas, it does get cool and comfortable, sometimes even a little bit cold. And those are typically nice and cool year-round. And then lastly, the Caribbean coast, the whole East coast of Panama. It's really like north, east, south, west, east, west, 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 but east, whatever. If you look at Panama, side note, Panama's crazy. You can watch the sun rise over the Pacific and set over the Atlantic or the Caribbean. Just takes a minute, but yeah, you just have to look at a map. Anyways, the Caribbean coast, it does not experience the extreme wet and dry as the Pacific coast. It just gets rain all the time. So plan accordingly. And if you're not sure when to visit, don't let the wet season scare you. There's so much to do all the time. And in fact, watch many of our videos about Panama because we've been here mostly. We came at the end of dry season and at the beginning of wet season. So we've actually seen both. And I can say that there's so much to see and do during either season. One of the biggest things to know about wet season is it's not typically raining all day. Like where we're from in Florida, the rains come, they rain, and it's heavy sometimes, but then it passes on by typically. And so there's plenty to do even on a rainy day.
If you are planning a trip to Panama and it will be your first time, we would love to answer any questions if we can, so leave a message in the comments below.
Be sure to check out our playlist with tons more information about traveling through Panama and Central America. Hey guys, I've created a website page just for all this information covered in this series. The link is in the description below.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see you next time.